Hi. So, I don't know what's 7. I'm actually sick as a dog. You might not be able to tell. I have like steroid nasal spray kicking and I'm on like a lot of Aleve. Fuckery. The fuckery of this bullshit. My name is Cynthia. I am the main admin for the Facebook page. And honestly, like, it's not just a brief rewind. I didn't really start the page with any kind of purpose or intention other than to distract myself from the awful events of my life as they continue to fall apart. You know, people say that if you have something like that, that is a goal of yours, and you give up on it, it'll haunt you for the rest of your life. As you get older, you know, the opportunity cost and the cost benefit for pursuing a dream becomes a lot different. I feel like I ooze trauma. Like, you know, when you're around me that something very not good has happened to me. I feel like it's obvious to other people that I'm always coping with something. I don't know that that's true though, because I feel like I've kind of dealt with an assumption of competence that other people take towards me because of how I speak and hold myself. And that might be due to being on the autism spectrum, verbally precocious as a child. I don't know. I struggle like on a daily basis. My mental illness with not being neurotypical, with not understanding intuitively I don't have an intuitive understanding of the social dynamics that occur in interaction with other people. A lot of that takes place for me at a conscious level. I'm literally like observing the interaction and picking out in my head what kind of interaction is this, and then what behaviors are expected in this situation. If I have a lot of stuff going on, then sometimes I forget bits and pieces of the pantomime, because it's a pantomime for me. I'm not going to say none. Many of the social niceties and the things that people observe in human interaction don't make sense to me. Celebrating, like, birthday parties are very strange to me. Parties in general are kind of weird to me. I understand that, you know, intellectually I understand that people get together to celebrate things or blow off steam. I've never really had an experience where it was that way for me. I just don't enjoy parties. They're sensory overload for me. I don't enjoy amusement parks. You know, a lot of the things that go along with being a human being that functions in society happens at a very conscious level for me. And I think that's true for a lot of people who are on the autism spectrum. I think the more, the more intense your expression of autism and your inability to connect intuitively with the social processes that happen like at a nonverbal level with people, the more significant your autism, you know, is perceived by clinicians and diagnostic criteria, whatnot. I also think it has to do a lot with executive functioning. I feel like people would label my son or myself as very high functioning, but you've never seen me in a meltdown. Probably helps to contextualize why my life has continued to fall apart at the rate that it has for such a long period of time. So, PTSD reactivation. This is going to sound really funny. And I'm sure that there are a bunch of people that are just going to laugh at me and turn the video off. And it might even turn people off, like, of the page, which, you know, whatever. I don't have the emotional energy to be anything other than myself. This is going to sound probably strange to some people. It's going to sound very familiar to other people. But the election, 2016, the election year, was kind of the linchpin of my PTSD reactivation. I can only now really talk about it. It was Donald Trump. His behavior, the things that he said, it was the way he spoke to people. The thing that particularly got me was the grab her by the pussy comment. And that is just because that has literally happened to me when I was being sexually assaulted. And I had put it behind me. I've been in therapy with the same therapist since 2011. She considered me to be in sort of like remission, and I was making progress in my life. You know, I had 2 master's degrees, I was getting my doctorate, I was working full-time as a graduate student. You know, everything was kind of carefully orchestrated and balanced. And then when the election cycle came along, I kind of just dismissed it as, this is silly, there's no way that that could ever actually come to pass. And then the whole grab me by the pussy, or grab her by the pussy, not grab me by the pussy, but as you can see, that's kind of where my brain automatically goes. And that, you know, has to do with PTSD. It's whatever. It is what it is. I mean, also significantly, I would have to say that that physical act happened every time I was sexually assaulted or raped. So it wasn't like it happened in one particular incident. It was just part of the act of being raped. He was elected president. And it felt to me like a big slap in the face as a survivor of sexual assault and rape and domestic violence, to know that somebody has said that and done that and been that way in the public eye, and that people were still cool with him being the head of the country. It really crystallized for me that I'm not safe from being raped or sexually assaulted or dominated. I can never be safe. There's no place I can go. Nowhere I can hide. This person that exemplifies the behavioral characteristics of the people that have sexually assaulted me in the past is the leader of the country. And as such, his example has emboldened the actions and behaviors of many individuals who have similar tendencies, shall we say. I have some like tried and true, ride or die people that have consistently shown up in my life and helped me out. Whenever I'm doing my worst is when I get the most compliments for my humor. So, thanks. Please subscribe. I put out new vlogs every Friday. I'm still never going to tell you when I make the meme and when it is still a meme, because that's part of my insurrectionary praxis.